Hi there. I'm here with Bobby Sawyer, who's one of our members, and I asked Bobby if he could share his experience working with us, with our team, to get his marketing campaigns up and running. So, Bobby, thanks for taking the time today.
Hey, no problem. I appreciate the opportunity.
Great. So why don't we start by having you tell folks a little bit about your practice?
Yeah, I've been in practice for just about 4.5 years. Law was kind of a second career or third career, depending on who you ask. But out of undergrad, I went into the Army. I was in the Army for 5.5 years, and then I kind of bounced around for a couple years before I finally decided to go to law school. And as I'm sure any lawyer can attest to, in law school they don't teach you actually how to run a law firm or anything along those lines. They teach you how to pick arguments apart, generally be a pain in the butt to your friends, things like that. But it doesn't really teach you the business of law. And I, not having a prior background in the legal field, I didn't really know what to expect coming out practicing law. So I ended up at an insurance defense firm, which was a great first job. I was able to get in there, get some good experience, but I found out very quickly that I don't like litigation.
Right.
It takes a very special type of person to want to do that on a day in and day out basis, and that just wasn't me. So I started looking for a career change or a practice area change that would allow me to ultimately have a better relationship with clients. Have clients that actually want to talk to me, have no problem coming in. I don't have to chase them down, and
right.
Something that was a little more lucrative. I kind of realized that being tied to the billable hour, my resources or what I'd be able to generate income was limited. You can only bill so many hours in a day, and so I was looking to break away from that model, and that's how I ended up finding an estate plan. And I made the transition, or started making the transition in October of 2014 with picking up on CLE, starting to advertise myself as an estate plan attorney, and then went out on my own or left the insurance defense firm February 2015 and kind of hit the ground running. I was very fortunate to have a law school friend of mine who runs a real estate practice kind of almost take me under his wing, allow me to come in and take over his estate planning side of things. He was doing some estate planning, but he wasn't really putting the effort into it that making it as profitable and lucrative as it could be. And so I was able to come in and do that, and that's where my practice was.
Right.
So, 4 or 5 months of that, and I could have probably kept going and made a just fine living, but there wasn't a system bringing in mind. I had no marketing system whatsoever. But I know I'm realizing the way from the question. But that's essentially what my practice is. I focus on estate planning, and I do some business succession, business formation planning, simply because I work a lot with small business owners, and the two go hand in hand very nicely.
Right. So at that point in your practice, you were fortunate to, as you say, hit the ground running and get some early clients in. But what were some of the marketing problems you were facing at that point? So you started working with us about 4 or 5 months ago. What were some of the problems you were having at that point with your marketing and kind of taking to the next level?
Well, there's plenty of information on the internet that says you got to do a blog, you got to get out there and have a presence on social media, which is very easily said and not very easily done. But it's easy to push it on the back burner, and then on top of that, just generating not necessarily original content, but even if you're linking to another blog page or article, in order for it to have any value or people to want to click on it, you got to add something to it. Check this out, or I've reviewed this. Here's my opinion, that sort of thing. And it's between trying to go out and talk to referral sources, take care of clients, while doing the true solo practitioner thing, where when I first started, I was it. I wore all the hats. It just I didn't have time to do it as effectively as I wanted it to be done. And so that led me to start looking for marketing solutions to push that off or outsource those.
Right. So would you say that for you it was really what's the best use of your time and what should you outsource to experts because you shouldn't be doing certain things?
Yeah, that's precisely it. It's just I've read, I think I started following either you or Practice Alchemy a couple months before I actually signed on, and the blog posts and various business development books. There's a common theme among that you don't need to be in there doing technician work every single day.
Right. Good. And we're glad to have you. And since joining, what's your biggest win since joining and starting your campaigns?
The biggest win, I'll put two of them out there. One, I've been working with a referral source for a while. We're trying to work with and develop a relationship. We had a previous personal relationship, and so it was kind of trying to work within those confines, things along those lines. But we finally sat down at the beginning of the year, so about a couple of weeks ago, and he essentially gave me a list or listed off 10 or 15 clients that like, all right, I'm putting you in touch with these people and give them background. Start taking action steps on that. So that was a very big win in my book, I think, from just a marketing perspective. It helps keep the pipeline full, I would say.
Right.
On a more business level, I was able to increase my income from where I was at my old firm. In other words, I made more money last year on my own than I did working with a firm, which led to some very, very big wins on the personal side. I don't know how personal you want me to get on this, but my wife and I, we have 3 kids, a 5-year-old and twins that will be 3 in about a month. And we were living in a small house, and so we were able to get into a bigger house, which I think made everyone's sanity better. So that's a good thing.
Fantastic. Yeah, I love to hear that, right? Because that's the most meaningful thing of all, right? It's one thing to say, yes, my practice is doing better. It's another thing for it to really have an effect on your family. So that's awesome.
Yep.
Excellent. Great. And what are you looking forward to next?
What I'm looking forward to is really throughout the process, throughout the opening my own shop, and I really like the business development side of things. I love the idea of building a business, building a firm, and having it work the way I think it should work, and then it's working well. And so that's really what I'm looking forward to in 2016 is putting the systems in place, putting the groundwork in place so that we can really get this thing humming. I brought a paralegal on the beginning of the year, and so it's been a interesting month with me putting systems in place and getting her trained up for us learning how to work together is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, fantastic. That's great, and that's certainly the next step in the evolution of getting it into the practice machine in all the right ways. So excellent. Well, thank you, Bobby. I appreciate your time, and definitely wishing you all the best for a really excellent rest of the year.
Thanks, Raj. It was great speaking with you.